Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Thor of Thor News, and I just want to warn you up front. I'm feeling really saucy. See, I had a major crush on a lady for like 3 years, and then I think the spell finally broke. I don't know. It made me feel a little freer for some reason. So here we go. And another thing, the world is really doomy, and then not only that, you'd be like, hey, dude, it feels like the world is ending soon. So maybe we should all have a good time, go outside, enjoy life, be with the people we like to be with, do the things we like to do. You know, a lot of people save money thinking there'd be a future. So you literally have a whole shit ton of money to spend. Now, I'm not saying spend all of it. I'm saying, but if you took 10% of your life savings and spent it on something, that you'd enjoy for the rest of the year, I bet you wouldn't regret it. That's all I'm saying. But what we're talking about now is this major cyclone, because things are weird. Not only is things are weird, but everybody's arguing and mad at each other all the time, right? So things are weird, and everybody's still now. There was an attack at Barcelona, and I'm super anti all war on terrorism. Last I heard, a person died. The numbers might go up. There was a horrible, stupid ass white people power rally in the middle of Bumbuk, Egypt. Dudes who can barely get minimum wage jobs. And I'm sure some of them are media pundits, which to me isn't the same thing. It's the same. But yeah. And so, last I heard, a person died. Well, I cover the weather, and the weather, like hundreds of people, hundreds, thousands possibly, in Africa have died from floods. And also, thousands of people have died from floods in India and Japan and Taiwan. Like, literally in the last 2 weeks, 100,000 homes destroyed by floods. So I'm looking at the bigger picture, while everybody's looking at the smaller picture, and at times that makes y'all mad, called cognitive dissonance, because you can't handle the truth at the time. And then at times I have a real annoying and just a delivery you don't like. I'm saying, taking this information, this storm we're looking at, this cyclone that is over America that I'm not seeing anybody really talking about other than AccuWeather. This is the major story right now. Look at this thing. Like, I have been following the weather way more than I want to lately. It escalates. But for like 4 years, 4.5 years at the News. And we look at these radars every day. We look at the things. I pull the data. I go through a lot of shit. And this is one of the biggest storms I've ever seen over the United States and Canada. Canada. So, I don't know. I guess I'll cover it a bit tonight in a very loose way. Here's the deal. You can not watch, or you can down thumbs. That's your like, hey, and more. You can be like, go to third level, which is like just obsessive and weird. But all I know how to do is try to make my country, my world, my people, my town, my friend. I like to improve things, and so out of all things, we should really be worrying about it, or not worry. Fear and worry won't lead us to good decisions, and it won't make us feel good, and shorten our lifespan, and our hair will fall out. We don't want that. We want to have fun. We want to get to a good party where everybody knows how to make rock and roll and great movies again, and it's like restarting. It's like going back to when they canceled the shuttle. Like, of all the weird stuff, you want to get into. You had World War II, where Hitler went down, and then NASA took 1,000 Nazis on, rocket scientists. And really the only reason the space program did so well is because they were in a Cold War, and so everyone was pumping all their money into rocketry to blow each other up, and NASA was the side proponent of that. And nobody, we're not blaming NASA here, dude. If you understand the whole thing, the comic books have been trying to tell you for a while, there's like a council of super rich, powerful people. It's been around for a couple 100 years. We got stuck in the dark ages where they tortured people for 500 years. That's what science did, man. Science was focused on torturing people for hundreds of years and kind of led into the Spanish Inquisition. And so we want to avoid the next Spanish Inquisition, where the worst lead the whole world. Anyway, and so that's why we're kind of at weather. But as far as weird things go, well, I ramble on about this storm that nobody seems to be talking about. So then you had a science overtaken by the Nazis who joined NASA in Operation Paperclip, right? But then the Nazis got bought out by Hydra. Technology changed the game. The old groups that were in control, they were in control through women, drugs, alcohol, currency, rule of law, right? And so you had a level of stability that stayed within that power structure. And then technology disrupted the whole game. And no prophet I've ever read, and I tried to read them all. Granted, there are many books that are hidden from all of us, but for every prophet I've been aware of, I've read them all, and none of them got anything right about technology. Maybe in small little ways, but nobody could detail the change technology would have in us all when it hit. And we're just now in the very birth of the technology plus human age. So things have been in a schism. Like, it's been a kind of unstable. And they say the atmosphere is unstable. It's as above, so below. Like, everything's kind of unstable now. It's a matter of finding balance again. And that it's darkest before dawn, so it's getting real bad on the yin and yang. But then it's going to switch back to good if, we don't make a mistake that was made on Mars that blew off the atmosphere, or at Atlantis, if we learn to choose the right choice and do this together. So I guess that's just my point. I'm telling y'all, look, we got a giant flipping storm. Looks like an alien creature over the United States. One of the biggest storms I've seen in a long time. I saw a report. I hadn't had a chance to watch. I haven't had a chance to verify. But Mr. BBB333 had things saying 9 tornadoes in Minnesota. And so, yeah, look, I mean, from what I've been seeing of this storm, yes, I would believe that 9 tornadoes would spur from that, And that this is, like, every human being on every single planet, every human being on Earth, is affected by the weather, You can have a great kiss in the rain. You can be next to lightning when it strikes and have the blast wave blow you back feet and the sound but still be like, whoa, that was, weather's real, man. And I do not believe that mankind controls it all, but it does affect it. Mankind is definitely playing with the weather. I could verify that in so many ways, but it's hard for some people to understand. Like, why would, So I guess part A, this video, is, it's telling you guys, it's a giant storm. I might ramble on all night about it in different videos. The next ones will have more data than just one shot, though. I usually include the most fantasticest data, all-encompassingly at all times. All right, so this one's going to be short. But yeah, we got a giant storm. Nobody's talking about it. That's weird, man. It's all weird. Peace out.